Casey's room, and as you can see, there's pictures of her and Caylee everywhere.
This is the bedroom Casey Anthony has pretty much lived in all her life, since she was 3 years old. Looking around the room, you can see it's grown up with her.
Casey is all about family.
You can see that on every wall of this room, from a 4-generation picture taken with Caylee, Casey, Cindy, and Gigi, Caylee's great-grandmother, to pictures of Casey and her big brother Lee when they were little. But an overwhelming majority of this room is covered in pictures of Caylee, from the sonogram before she was born to the day Caylee was born, to a collage of her firsts and Caylee's first finger painting, all proudly displayed.
That she is an excellent mom and always has been an excellent mom.
Cindy has said she's in a lot of pain not knowing where her granddaughter is and not being able to speak with her daughter. And when she's feeling low, she finds herself in this room.
When I come in here, I find peace because I feel the love that Casey shares for her daughter Caylee.
That reporter, Holly Bristow, joins us now. It's got to be awfully emotional to be in that house. How did you get access, Holly?
Well, we had been in Casey's room with Cindy last week. I think she just wanted to give me a different picture from what we've seen in the courtroom on the daughter that she knows, the daughter that's grown up in this house back here. And I walked in there and you just kind of get the impression from pictures of the family all over the place, but mostly the pictures of she and Caylee together. It just shows you a different person than who we've seen in the courtroom.
We are looking at one of those pictures now. I know that Cindy has been pretty upset with the way that things have been portrayed. She's coming out the door behind you there. I know that she's been pretty upset with the way things have been portrayed. Can you summarize some of her points for us?
I think that part of her frustration, and she keeps on reiterating this, is that her main focus right now is finding Caylee. And I know a lot of times we get caught up asking questions just because it's so mind-boggling what went on with Casey leading up to this. And
Holly,
she gets frustrated because she knows where Casey is and she's not exactly sure, you know, what the situation is with Casey, but obviously finding Caylee is her main objective.
I know that Cindy had agreed to talk to you during this segment. She just walked out of the house and headed down the sidewalk. I'm wondering if you're able to call her.
Yeah.
There she is. Go ahead.
Yep, she's right here. And I think the thing that's really got you going at this point, tell us about this latest tip.
Well, yesterday afternoon when we got back from the courthouse, we got this recording from this woman who was absolutely positive that she and her family had sat and had at least a 10-15 minute conversation with Caylee. And Caylee actually stated her name as Caylee, and she wasn't sure of the middle name, but she said she kind of ran it together, but her last name was Anthony. And that's how Caylee says Anthony is Anthony. And everything she said, she couldn't have been coaxed on. And she sounds very credible. I've spoken with her several times. She's actually meeting, she should be right now with a deputy from the Orange County Sheriff's Department doing a composite sketch describing the woman that was with Caylee at the airport. They were actually at the international airport waiting to board a flight to Atlanta. And the rest of the details I'll let the detective share with you later on.
But it's pretty cute. What you had said, the reason why you believe Caylee, if it was Caylee, went up to this couple and their son.
Right. And that's something I told her just to describe and tell me, so I don't, you know, I don't want to influence anybody, and I don't want any false positives, you know. But she said this little girl was sitting off in the corner with this woman who, you know, they were looking at a book, which is typical of Caylee. She also had a little cap on, which is typical of Caylee. You guys have that in one of the pictures. And also that she was attracted to their puppy. And Caylee loves puppies. And she came over and wanted to play with the puppy. And this woman has her 14-year-old son who's also doing the sketch. I don't believe any mother would involve their child if she wasn't, you know, certain of this. So that's why I know this is not a hoax. This is a true Caylee sighting from July 2nd. So we're very hopeful. She was frustrated, but I think we've got her frustration settled down now because she had tried a few days prior to get through to the line. And that's why I want to bring up, if you can't get through the tip line, and we understand why it's busy because this isn't the only case that you can do, you can also call, our call center now set up for Caylee is being manned, and you can call the 1-888 848-8750 number, and someone that's working for us, volunteers, can go ahead and help take that information and get that forwarded on to the detectives, which we want them to do.
They had asked me a moment ago, and I guess you would be the best person to ask. They say, you know, it comes off like you've been a little bit defensive, you know, in certain circumstances, and that you've been getting frustrated with some of the folks in the media. Can you kind of explain to them why?
Well, you know, you guys locally understand. You guys got me figured out by Thursday, and I got you guys figured out by Thursday. I've never done anything like this before. My focus has been on finding Caylee from day one, and when someone shifts the focus on things that we can't figure out, we already had a delay in finding her, and I think our efforts to find her, the quicker we get this out, I mean, these people, if we would have had this weeks ago out, naturally we certainly would have been able to find Caylee a lot faster. But
in closing, you're feeling a little bit more confident today after what you saw.
Well, absolutely. This is what it's all about. Positive media, showing this cute little girl. That's what it does. That's the power of the media, and that's what we want.
Thank you so much. And that's Cindy, straight from Cindy. So there you go.
Holly Bristol with WOFL and Cindy Anthony. Thanks very much for being